The rare comeback story is here. Today we're talking about how this little horse kicked hardship to the curb. Since then, Biscuit's arrival has been like a rock star at the racetrack, filling every corner with cheers. Even kids are idolizing Biscuit. Everyone pinned their hopes on Biscuit, and he didn't disappoint. He's the celebrity of the Western horse racing scene. Crazy fans sent dozens of boxes of beer, thinking Biscuit loves drinking. That day, Tom trained, but Biscuit was nowhere to be seen. "Come on, Max, let him give it a try. Boy, here are some horseshoes for you." Man, talk about having no luck. Not even wearing horseshoes. Fuming, he went straight to Charles. "Biscuit is a racehorse, not a pet for sure. Don't get carried away just because he beat a few horses." He snagged 3 grand prizes, stands at 6 feet tall, runs like the wind, has a perfect pedigree, and great physique. The horse director boldly stated that today's warhorses are unbeatable. This pumped Charles up. The next day, he was announcing a challenge on the radio. Chaos ensued. "We don't just pick fights. Every challenger has to prove themselves first," he said pretty bluntly. But Charles had a way to force the warhorse to the table. He coaxed the racetrack owner into hosting a $100,000 event, definitely a gathering for Eastern horses. "Do you sell this kind of car?" "I've never seen one." As soon as the news broke, every famous Eastern racehorse came flocking in, but the warhorse was still a no-show because the rich didn't bother with Western races, let alone a mere. "If we can beat all these famous horses, we can challenge the warhorse in the future." As the race began, Biscuit was conserving energy as usual. "When we hit that final sprint, hey, remember to overtake every opponent." They were supposed to easily claim victory, but little did he know a horse was hot on their tail. By the time he realized, it was too late. Biscuit lost narrowly. Tom grilled him on slacking, and after prodding, he spilled his secret. Little did we know that Little Ray had a secret past. Born into a wealthy family with a knack for horse racing, but his father faced bankruptcy overnight. In a tough spot, his dad sold Little Ray to racetrack owner to support the family as they headed west, but things weren't rosy. He faced daily bullying, and working weekly, he even lost money. Desperate, he took to underground boxing. How could the small guy withstand a ban? Well, after that night, he lost the sight in his right eye. Tom accused Little Ray of deception and demanded he be fired immediately. Alas, the boss just chuckled softly and replied with indifference, "If you focus on counting grievances, you'll find problems everywhere. But if you let go, it's spring all the time." This surely was a ray of hope in Little Ray's life. Little Ray became Biscuit's exclusive jockey, and they were setting off together to head east, ready to compete against the warhorse in every single race. Everyone noticed this change. The story of Biscuit caught public attention, and the underprivileged looked up to him as a role model. This race gradually turned into a battle between the underclass and the upper crust. News spread rapidly, compelling the warhorse to respond. Race rules: 1. Proper track. 2. Bell start. 3rd, it must take place at the warhorse's home ground. With Charles' promise, this major event was set for November 1st. To grasp how the warhorse ran, they stealthily snuck into the rich man's training arena to eavesdrop. The warhorse, strong like a knight, exudes royal oil with stable strides. Beating them won't be easy. They decided to retrain Biscuit during the upcoming 2 weeks, initially focusing on making him sensitive to the starting race bell. Practicing quietly at night, Biscuit became sensitive. At the sound of the bell, had instinctively bawled out. After days of training, Biscuit not only adapted to the starting bell, but his take speed shot up. After adapting, he unexpectedly received a request from his employer to ride his horse in front of buyers. But the horse suddenly got spooked by a nearby mower, and Ray was dragged for meters, nearly losing his life. With the doctor's quick care, he barely survived, but 12 fractures in his leg meant he'd likely have to hang up his jockey boots. But when he woke up, he was eerily calm, pleading with Charles to carry on with the race, as it carried Biscuit's dreams and the hopes of the under. After deep thought, he reached out to his old friend George, sharing Biscuit's essence and riding skills. George not only learned to ride, but also how to care for Biscuit with heart. Ray had George at the door because he was about to share the winning secret. At race start, Lee then deliberately slow at the final bend, letting the warhorse catch up. Keep your eyes on that horse. If you let him get in front, he won't lose. Hearing this, George seemed to half understand, and before the race even started, they were already engaged in a mental. This race attracted national attention. The sun had hardly risen, and outside, the crowds were already immense. Companies granted half-day leaves for employees to watch the live. Inside, Biscuit's odds were 2-1, but outside, fans roared with cheers. The race was a showdown between kings, with only these two horses in the ring. With a whistle, the race kicked off, and Biscuit indeed shot ahead. Under George's guidance, he quickly outpaced the warhorse, and the audience outside went wild with excitement. Approaching the final bend, Biscuit led by 2 horse lengths, but 3 fans outside were hoping George would relinquish his advantage for a steady victory. The finish line was in sight, with formidable opponents close behind. Would you believe in the lead or trust in the souls poised for a comeback? From obscurity to the dazzling limelight, from being cast aside by the world to his present-day glory, Biscuit's triumph belonged not merely to him, but to all the underdogs striving at the bottom. Ray, confined to his hospital bed, cheered with excitement, yet this joy was fleeting, swiftly replaced by a profound sense of loneliness enveloping him. Ray's future in racing was gone, and the beloved Biscuit no longer needed him. After that, the boss sent Ray back home to recover. Meanwhile, Biscuit continued his adventures in racing, their fates woven together as if destined. In an intense race, Biscuit's right leg ligaments were severely damaged, and the doctor ordered his retirement. The sunny morning arrived. Biscuit was sent back home, and the 2 fated companions did not miss each other. Fate reunited them at their meeting place, once vigorous, now limping the fabled circle of destiny. Ray saw Biscuit as a brother, often giving him massages, hoping he'd recover soon, while walking and sharing tales of Shakespeare. Accompanying him, feeling the wind brush over them as time flowed, the gentle breeze of life shattered countless joys and sorrows.